Oh, hey everybody, it's Alan Epstein here. We're going to take a look at a bluegrass song, and it's an old bluegrass song called The Worried Man Blues. It's actually an old folk song. A lot of people know it, and I'm going to teach you some chords to this song, and then we'll kind of take it from there. So these are going to be basic chords for learning to play this song. We're going to do it in the key of G. Let me just, I'll just play the song a little bit so you'll get an idea of what we're going to be talking about. And I'll sing it also. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. Okay, so it's kind of a basic standard folk tune. The chords are 1, 4, and 5. And if you don't know what that means, it's in the key of G. So the 1 chord is obviously G. And a G chord on the mandolin, a kind of a simple basic G chord on the mandolin, is your first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, the 2nd string, and your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, the highest string. So chords played like this. Okay. Now the next chord in the song is the 4 chord, and if you're trying to figure out what chord that is, so you got G is 1, A is 2, B is 3, and C is 4. So the 4 chord on the key of G is C. And cool thing with the mandolin, how you do a C chord is you take that same shape that you just learned for a G, and you move that shape to the inside strings. So basically, instead of open, open, 2, 3, you're going to have open, 2, 3. And then the highest string can be muted. So that's your C chord. And then your D chord, your 5 chord, so G, A, B, C, D, 5 chord, is kind of the easiest 5 chord that I've learned is playing the 2nd fret on the 2 outside strings. So you got this sound here. Okay? So I'm just going to kind of sing this and just sort of walk you through the chords. So let's see. It takes a worried man, we're playing G, sing a worried song. C. Back to G. Staying on G. 5 chord D. Back to G. Okay, so that's your basic chords for the Worried Man Blues. Now let's learn a basic solo, a basic melody-based solo for that song. So when we try to learn a solo for a song, it's great if you can stick with the melody, because that way everyone will know what song you're playing. Plus, each individual melody is just a nice nice way to kind of honor the tune by playing the melody. So the first note of the melody goes, it takes a worried man, it takes. So the first note of that is an open D string. Okay, so I'll just kind of walk you through this melody. It takes a worried man. So it's open, 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 2, 5. It takes a worried man. It takes a worried man. Okay? So one thing when you're learning these phrases for the melody, it's good to just kind of loop that till your fingers know it and you don't have to think about it. So play this beginning of the melody again. And then it goes. Okay, so we're going on to the next string, the A string. Open A, 2nd fret, open A, and then back to the 5th fret of the D. So far we've got all right. And then, so that's all, you're playing the G chord, that's all over G. And then we go to the C chord. So we can play. Okay, so we'll put those two phrases together. All right, so we got half the song done, but actually we got more than that done because the 3rd phrase is just like the 1st phrase. Okay, so now we just have to end it, and it goes something like this. Okay, so let's put all of that together. Put a little tag on the end. So let's just recap this Worried Man Blues. So it's an old folk song. One thing I highly recommend people do is find different versions of the songs that you're learning and listen to them. And the more you listen to the music that you're trying to learn, the more it's going to help you to kind of internalize the music and then to kind of get your right and left hand working together. I personally learned to play and sing a lot of times just driving in the car, listening to bluegrass tapes, and you know, trying to figure stuff out when I got home. But you know, as far as singing goes, I would sing along with the tapes, and it's just a great way to kind of internalize the music, and it'll just help you. It'll help you actually when you're performing on stage. The more you know something, the more fun you're going to have and the easier it's going to be to kind of do a good job. So let's just recap here. So we've got the chords. So we're going to play this here. It takes a worried man, sing a word song, C. Back to the G. D. So those are the chords, and then the melody, basic melody. So 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, I hope you had fun learning the Worried Man Blues. And if you think you've got it down, find yourself a guitar player or a banjo player or another mandolin player to play with you and accompany you. And one of the most fun things with this kind of music is playing with other people. And I highly encourage that. And so that's all for this month, and see you again next month.